fresh from the encounter. Let's break it down. Truth and hope, the words going round. Lessons to live, faith that inspires, building a spark, igniting the fire. With Kevin and Maya, we're keeping it real. The recap is here. Let's talk, let's feel.
So that was the wrong intro video.
That is Maya, and this is definitely not Kevin.
How you doing?
How did that happen?
They have intro videos now when you go live. So we recorded the recap yesterday, and it was left over from that.
But why is it in this one if it's not the same link?
I guess it's just an intro video for anything.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's good to know. So now you can take it out of other videos.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Okay. Hi, Karen. How you doing? Well, welcome to Maximize Monday. The recap will happen today at what, 5:30, 5 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
5:30.
5:30. All right. So 5:30. Hold on. Talk to them real quick. I got to make sure somebody went to get the kids. Hold on. Keep going. Talk.
Okay. Welcome to Maximize Monday with myself and Pastor Nick. As you just saw, we have the recap every Monday at 5:30. So that's what that intro video was for. But this is the recap. And of course, we're happy to see you guys today as for Maximize Monday. Now I'm getting mixed up. Is just talk about just different ways we can maximize our Mondays and the rest of our week. Right, Pastor Nick?
Yes, absolutely. Welcome, everybody. Please do us a favor and share. Hey, Karen. Hey, Kife. Hi, Keisha. How are you? Hope all is well with you all. If you missed service yesterday, you need to go back and watch it. A lesson that was supposed to be 5-10 minutes turned into the whole sermon when it worked out. When he got to that flow, I was like, this is going to be the sermon.
Uh-huh.
I was like, he was too much in the flow. I was like, this is it's going to be this is going to be it. But it was perfect. It led right to the altar call. I'm excited about what God's going to do through this healing teaching. Whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, psychological, God is still in the healing business. And whether God heals immediately or heals in stages, we just know that he does. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? We just know that he does. And we absolutely know that God is able to heal and he's able to do. So if you missed yesterday's service, go back and check it out and experience the power of God through teaching. Hey, Carol, how you doing? And you will get it. We're in the middle of our Lent journey, and we hope that those who are on it are enjoying yourselves. I was talking to somebody yesterday about giving up something, and the person like, "Ooh, that's hard." I said, "That's the point. It's supposed to be hard. Fasting isn't supposed to be easy. It's challenging, but in your weakness, God, you discover God's strength, and we start relying on and understanding what we really need, which is God in his word. So this is why when Satan comes to Jesus and says, if you are the Son of God, turn these stones into bread. And Jesus says, man doesn't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. He's trying to show us that we don't live based off these natural worldly things. We need them, but we really need and live off the word of God. And when God was raining down manna in the wilderness for the nation of Israel, and as they were going from Egypt to the promised land, he wasn't just teaching them about physical provision. He was also teaching them how to depend on his bread, his word. And it came every day, except one day it was double on Saturday. And they rested on one day, but he was just trying to show them in figures and metaphors, you really live off the bread that I give you. And the bread that I give you is enough to help you through what you're experiencing. I feel like I'm preaching already, what you're experiencing. And we need to live off of God's word. In life, we start feeling like I need to do this. I have to do this. I got to do this. What it really is, we conditioned ourselves that we need it, conditions ourselves that we got to do it. When the reality is you really don't need that. You really don't have have to do that. But we
Mhm.
conditioned ourselves to believe that in order to be happy in life, we need bop, 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 bop. When the reality is, when it comes down to it, we don't really need as much as we think we need. So it's important for all of us to make sure that we are in a position where we fast at times to remember God first, God over everything. Nothing wrong. Excuse me. Whew. Woke up early this morning, couldn't go back to sleep. Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
having things, wanting things, desiring things. Problem is when those desires um, are more important than God and they become more important than Him, where we pursue those things more than we pursue the Lord. So that's why we're on our Lenten journey. We're fasting from something. Some of us are doing 2 things, 3 things during this time, and trying to focus more on prayer, study, worship God. As we're on our way to Easter Sunday, we're also practicing generosity. We're Catch the Fire giveaway is on right now as we collect for the homeless, toiletries, and those tote bags and all those things that will help people as much as we can. We really need housing and stuff like that, and all those jobs and all that. But for right now, we can do the best that we can, and you can join us with that. Drop the things off at the bin, or you can give on one of our giving platforms and make sure you click Catch the Fire, and you'll be able to do so there. How's your Lent journey going so far? It's only been it'd be a week on.
It'll be a week on Wednesday. It's
Yeah,
going good so far.
yeah, that's
I
good.
gave up sugar.
Mm.
See, I'm a new person.
Now, you
Uh,
are you doing the artificial sweeteners?
no.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
good. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Uh-oh.
So I'm
Uh-oh.
trying. I'm trying. But it's been going well.
She
I did
going
have water ice yesterday.
y'all. She gonna have to shake. She gonna have to shake soon.
If you
She-
see me cooking during Engage Live, know what's going on.
just go ahead and
But
take and
no,
everything.
yeah.
The link to donate is in the chat. You can donate now. Like, I'm giving up coffee, and whoo.
You can tell all that yawning you're doing.
And I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and could not go back to sleep.
Oh
I've been up since
no.
6 a.m. And you want to know why? Because what Sundays are a feast day, and I made a mistake. What I should it was like I took my son into the movies. We saw Captain America,
Oh nice.
and part of me is like, I'm gonna drink a coffee, small cup,
Mm-hmm.
and something was like, don't do it this late. I always you do it early. Man, my sleep was terrible.
Oh no.
I was like, it wasn't worth it. I was like, I'm not doing it again. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. So, but again, goes to show you, how things work out. But if you haven't joined us for Lent yet, you can join us. And some people, why I gotta do Lent? Not in the Bible. Well, this, anytime that the church calls people to fast and pray, I don't think it should be an issue.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just, I don't understand what the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
It's biblical to fast, it's biblical to pray.
Priorities. Yeah.
Right. Hello. Like, they also didn't celebrate Easter Sunday, until a couple centuries after Jesus died and rose from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like they went years without celebrating Easter Sunday. So it's like, come on, y'all, like, relax. Anyway, I started on a roll on that whole fasting piece. This whole Lent thing is on me. Are you still putting the blogs up?
Yep, there's gonna be one released today.
Okay, good. There's gonna be a release of blogs for Lent. You can read them, share them with people, and but how do you go? It's gonna be like, you gonna post them, or are they on the website?
So they're gonna be on the website, and I will link from the website across our social media platforms.
All right, cool. I'm off social media too, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And some stuff happened. Somebody texted me something. I saw something. I was like, can't look it up. Social media got the ground on the streets view. I'm like, I'll just let it go. But, oh, you're right. Some people look for excuse not to do things. They reason their way out of things and find the most asinine things um, to not do something. And people have a right to do what they want to do with their lives. That's their business. But I think we have made, I wouldn't say we, I'm talking about we, I'm talking about just the church in general, especially in America. We've made, I know this is going to sound crazy. In some ways, not all church, not all pastors have make Christianity, hear this, thank you, Lord, make Christianity too convenient. Where it's all you got to do these little things and God's on your side all the time.
Yeah.
There's no sacrifice. There's no giving. There's no discipleship. There's no, just my existence pleases God enough.
Mm-hmm.
And God does love your existence. I'm not saying that at all. But when Jesus talked to people about salvation and walk with him, his thing was take up your cross and follow me. Last time I checked, being crucified is not easy.
Right.
And this, while salvation may be free to us, discipleship costs us.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus tells us that in Luke 14. He said he's got all these people following him, and he turns around and looks at them, and he says, if you're going to follow me, take up your cross, follow me. And he says, how many of you will build a building without first counting the cost? And he's talking about discipleship. He's basically telling them, don't follow me if you don't plan on finishing it. Because the Bible says those that endure to the end are the ones that say. But I think we've kind of made it so convenient where you can just do what you want to do. I want to say, I'm using we, I'm talking about collectively, more of the church in America.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just pray and just that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Obedience is really not that important. You get where I'm going on this?
Yeah.
But discipleship costs you something. They tell Jesus, look, we gave up all to follow you.
Yeah.
And I believe in blessing. I believe in all that stuff. But I also believe the way to get there comes with some sacrifice. And absolutely, like they sang yesterday, your life is not yours anymore.
Yep.
When you get saved, you've given your life to the Lord. It belongs to him.
Mm-hmm.
And our life belongs to him. And God asks us to take up our cross, die to yourself, and follow me. Less like you, more like him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sorry, I'm ranting today. Go ahead.
Me and Kevin and I were talking about this a couple of weeks ago in the recap, where it feels like there's like this checklist that as Christians we're just supposed to check off. We pray, we go to church, we might read our Bible. So we just go through the list, and then that's what makes us a Christian, when it's really much more than that. Are you doing these from a heart posture of sacrifice? I think two of the things that are most modeled for us in the Bible are love and sacrifice. For God so loved the world, and then he gave. So it makes sense to me that we have to do that same thing, of course, in different ways. Are we actually making the sacrifices to show our love to God? And I think that's what Lent is reminding us, because we were talking yesterday, like you said this a few minutes ago, it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard. And so are we really sacrificing those things that are easy, or are we doing it because we really want to let go and grow a relationship with Christ? And so I think, that just expands out. We've had conversations about having to let go of people outside of our own things that no one else knows about, and how that affects us as well. So that's something I'm also trying to look into as I go throughout life, because I think sometimes it can be frustrating. Oh, I don't want to let go of these things. But am I more upset of inanimate object, or am I upset about my lack of connectivity to Christ?
Absolutely.
And for me, that's a priority that needs to be given more attention.
Yep. because we conditioned ourselves, like I bet beginning, that we need that thing more than we need God. We've conditioned ourselves. It's almost like you didn't know you wanted something until it came out. I used the example during New Day Bible study one time, and I said, you know what? Y'all were just fine before air fryers came out. Now all of a sudden, I need my air fryer. I can't live out. You were just fine before it came out. They all started, I need my air fryer pass. I'm like, yeah, it's great that I'm not nothing wrong with them. I was just using it as an example that when new things come out, when we're exposed to things, all of a sudden this sense of need is created. Like life before it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But the reality is that you were fine without that new phone. You were fine without, you don't need it. You want it, but we conditioned ourselves that my life won't be happy until I have this. I remember reading a book years ago, and the author said, human beings by nature choose the path of least resistance. By nature, we choose the path of least resistance. So if it's too hard, we give up. If it's easy, we feel like that's the best way. We're always trying to find shortcuts.
Yeah.
But when it comes to discipleship, not saying that it's all hellfire and brimstone, it's all struggle every single day, but discipleship comes with sacrifice, it comes with hardship, and it's not always easy. But we seek convenience, and then we get upset with the life we have. Or we're just like what you said, why am I so mad about giving this up, but not mad about how close I can be to God? To, it costs us something.
Yeah.
To be able to do those things. But if we make it too convenient and feel like, hey, take the easy route, sometimes the easy route ain't the godly route.
Nope.
Sometimes the easy route is a satanic route. I'm not saying throw yourself in bad situations, but understand that oftentimes as human beings, we take the path of least resistance. And right back to where we were when we first started, instead of taking the hard way. Some of us finally just admit this is the way I got to go and suck it up and deal with it. It'll be a lot easier to get over.
Yeah.
But we keep avoiding it because we're trying to let me find another way to do this. Let me do it this way. No.
Try to circumvent the system.
There you go. Good.
No, it's trying to find a way to circumvent the system. And I think part of it too is a control issue, because we like to think that we know best for ourselves, or just trying to find alternate routes to get to the destination when it really is right here in front of you. You just don't feel like going through it. So like you said, you're just going around circles and circles, running into the same situation because you're not doing something different, which is releasing control and allowing God to move you and to take you through the ups and downs to grow and to better you to get to where you need to be.
Yeah. And it's just, but that's the way of Satan, is takes Jesus up. So I give you all the kingdoms of this world if you just bow down to me. Take the easy way. Because the hard way is you walk this walk, go through with all these people, die on a cross, raised from the dead. Let me show you an easier, more convenient, faster way to do it. The only problem is it's going to cost you something that I can, it's going to cost you in the long run. Get it back. How can I get you to circumvent the process and take this way, but it's going to cause you to betray God, betray your father, betray yourself, betray the people connected to you in order to get it.
Yep.
And you're right. The devil will have you try to circumvent the process. But Jesus says, hey, the only God I'm supposed to worship, only person supposed to worship is God. I know this is the way that looks can be the easy way. But look at what the devil, slow down. The devil can bless you. But the problem is he always lets you down. When Eve ate the fruit, she thought it was going to elevate her life, when it actually only lowered her.
Yep.
Because the devil can never give you what he's trying to sell you. When you get it, you realize it's nothing but a fake.
Yep.
It's a replica. It's not the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
All it is a hustle. Because all the devil can sell you is a hustle. And they eat the fruit and let down because it wasn't what they thought it was.
Yeah.
Because that's all the devil can do, is to convince you that something is something that it's not.
Hmm.
And he can't give you what God can give you. So, but how can, like you said, how can I get you to circumvent? You say today, how you still sugar more. How can I get you to circumvent the process?
Oh boy.
Take the easy way rather than the way you know you have to take.
Yep.
But you're right. You know it's crazy. Every time you take the easy way, you're right back to the beginning.
You're right there. You don't end up going nowhere.
Yeah. Until you finally submit. This is what I got to do. Let me just do it and discover what I can be. I was this new person following on Instagram. She thinks like I think when it comes to mental and emotional health.
Mm-hmm.
And she was say, how did she say this? She said, when you're being stretched, you're being introduced to a you that you didn't know existed.
Mm.
And that thing smacked me. I was like, that is so true.
Yeah.
That the stretching process is you being introduced to a you that you didn't think you could be, or you didn't even know existed.
Mm-hmm.
However she said it. But the premise, both are true. There's a you that God knows is there. He just wants to stretch you into that. And then you discover, wow, I can actually do it.
Yeah.
It's like all of us have been scared to do something. Then when you finally go do it, you're like, wow, I can actually do this. I'm good at this.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, it's about time. We all knew that. How do we see that?
We don't see ourselves clearly. I think that we innately have a negative view of who we are and what our capabilities are. So the idea of doing something that might stretch us just seems impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So, we can't see ourselves as this person that God sees us because, whatever we think that we can't do, our failures, whatever. So, yeah, it's an interesting concept.
It is.
How we see ourselves.
It is. And I think, like, going back to fasting is you stretching yourself. Because how many of us fasted and like, I don't know if I can do this. And then you realize, do it. You can do it. You actually can do it.
Yeah.
You can get it done. But it starts with just being able to do. Now, those of us who grew up in church, fasting was a part of what we did. It's like, that's when people were, I remember when Avengers Endgame came out. And everybody's like, oh, movie's going to be almost 3 hours long. All of us like, man, we grew up in black church. 3 hours.
Yeah.
That easy.
Yeah, nothing.
Because why? When you've been stretched to something. So I think, and that's why I love the way she thinks, because it's so true. We're waiting for the world to be easy when the world is challenging. And a challenge is an opportunity for growth, for your capacity to grow. Because when the thing doesn't change, you have to grow to accommodate that thing. But we resist the stretching because you want the thing to change when it's not going to change, when God is actually trying to introduce a new capacity in us so we can discover we have the strength, the power, the ability to take care of that. But as long as we're fussing about it, we'll never discover our ability to do that.
Yeah. Very true. I don't know. I was just thinking, like, when you play video games, you don't ever want to play the game on the easiest level. You want there to be a challenge. Otherwise, it's boring. And so I understand it's different with life, but I think allowing ourselves to go through it and to learn, where our capabilities are and doing the things we thought were impossible, that's like leveling up in a video game and understanding, like, there's so much reward that can come out of doing the things you're afraid of doing.
Yeah. There's one video game I was playing. You play it on easy, medium, or hard. The amount of your rewards is based off of the level you play. I didn't know that because I was new to the game. So I was like, let me just do the easy ones just to get it done. And then I went back. I was like, you mean to tell me I got to do these all over again to get the ultimate rewards? I didn't know. It was like, oh, cool, whatever. My first time playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so now I go right to the hard because it takes care. Watch this. You get the reward for the easy, the medium, and the hard when you do the hard.
Yep.
But you're right. We always seem to choose the path of least resistance, the easiest thing. And we resist the stretching. You know, I'm talking to myself now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's something inside of me, something inside of all of us that if we would just put ourselves out there to do it, we'll start to discover I'm actually okay at this. Am I going to be as good as everybody else at it? No, but let me be as good as I can be in this area.
And that's the problem.
Yep. We're comparing ourselves to other people.
Yep. Yep. You're looking at what this person's doing down the street. And if I'm not doing it better than them, then why bother?
Yep. Yeah. No point. No point. All right. It's almost 12:30, y'all. Kevin asked the question. Some people have a hard time understanding fasting. What would you tell someone who only understands fasting has only included food over the years? Well, fasting primarily is food. Usually when the Bible calls it fast, it's primarily food related. But there are times where I believe, you can fast from things if that thing has become too much of a priority. You can put it away for a season, minimize it. That doesn't take trump fasting over food. Now, that's why during Lent, it's not like you go 40 days of no food. You're going to get sick unless you go, that kind of thing. But there are people, like even I think Muslims for Ramadan, I think it lasts for a whole month. They don't eat from 6 to 6, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but I think a part of fasting is learning to discipline your flesh, discipline your desires. And going to 1 Corinthians 6, where Paul says, hey, all things are lawful, but all things aren't beneficial for you. I won't be brought to the power of any. Your body was made for food, but food was made for your body. And he says, but hey, God's going to destroy both it and them. Meaning this, that your stomach, your hunger is there because there's food there, and there's food there to satisfy your hunger. But Paul says you shouldn't be led by your desires. That's all he's saying in there. That God's going to render them all ineffective eventually, because why? He doesn't want you to be controlled by your passions and what you want. Just because you wanted to eat it doesn't mean that you should eat it. Just because you want to drink some coffee at 4 or 5 o'clock p.m. doesn't mean, Nicholas A. Smith, you should do that. Because you knew it was going to happen, right? Control. The whole premise of this is learn to control our passions and put them in check. All right. Let's get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Tonight we have Diamonds Women's Ministry in person. Ladies, come on out. We'll have a great time. Oh, tomorrow. Today's Monday. Sorry. Monday's Embrace class. Tomorrow is Diamonds class at 7. Ladies, come out. It's going to be a great time with Pastor P, Reverend Cynthia, Reverend Smith. Wednesday, we have Bible study at noon, as well as in the evening. Noon is only in person. In the evening is in person and online. We are having our miracle service on Wednesday on March the 26th. You want to make sure you come on out for that at 7. I'm going to ask Bishop about a theme for that, for the one this month. But we have on March 26th, our salvation and miracle service. And then, of course, Sunday service at 11 a.m. All right, y'all. Anything you want to share, Maya?
No, have a good rest of your day.
Have a great day, and we'll see you all soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.